Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, we're talking a little Calais Campbell action. That's right, the interior defensive lineman for the Baltimore Ravens was cut just a little while ago, and there's rumors circulating that the New York Jets are going to be interested. This coming from U Stadium. Calais Campbell has visits set up with the Jets and Bills in the next week. So obviously, two division rivals between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. This is mainly going to focus around the New York Jets. Jets obviously allowed Sheldon Rankins to go to Houston for a nice little contract. So the Jets are missing some interior defensive line help next to Quinnen Williams. We don't have that run-stuffing defensive tackle. We did wind up bringing Solomon Thomas back. That's nice for depth, but you don't really have that staple next to Quinnen Williams. And I've heard people say, hey, we're going to move John Franklin Myers inside. You know, we have the edge rushers. We haven't cut Carl Lawson yet. We still have Bryce Huff under contract. Maybe Clemens and Jermaine Johnson are the four edge rushers, and then then John Franklin Myers kicks inside. The Jets really seem to like John Franklin Myers' flexibility and not necessarily like pigeonholing him into the interior here. So I like Calais Campbell. Now, as far as how he performed last year, this is according to Pro Football Focus. He had a 76.9 grade overall, which is pretty rock solid. That was the 15th best interior defensive lineman out of 127 that were ranked. His run defense, which is what we're talking about here, 11th out of 143 potential people. So Calais Campbell, while being like 38 years old, or what is he, 36 and a half years old, 36 and a half years old, still producing at a very, very high level here. And heck, I didn't even realize his pass rush grade was going to be that high. So you're talking about like a rush defense grade that's in the 70s, and then another pass rush grade that's following suit with that. Regardless of how you feel about Pro Football Focus, there is some level of, positive feelings when I see grades like this in relation to players that I want the Jets to possibly target. So Calais Campbell, I think he's always been a top-notch locker room guy. He's bounced around a little bit. Clearly, he went to Baltimore to try and win a ring with Lamar while he was on his rookie contract. So I think a situation where you have a 36 and a half, by the time the season starts, 37-year-old interior defensive tackle, he's going to be gunning for a ring. He's already made enough money throughout his career. Now, as far as like what the contract may cost, I'm thinking somewhere in like the $7 to $8 million a year range. That seems to be about what he's gone for down in Baltimore. His base salary, the last few years was a little bit lower, but because he had signing bonuses and restructured, it kind of works out a little differently. Not to mention Calais Campbell would not count against the compensation pick formula, because the compensation pick formula only counts towards free agents that are signed that were off expiring contracts, not players that were cut from their team because of their salary cap hit or because of voided contracts, like the case would be with, let's say, if you brought in Randall Cobb, for instance. He was a player that was on a voided contract, so his contract did not technically expire. It, voided. So if Douglas has started thinking like, hey, there might be a situation where we don't have a crazy ton of salary cap in the future, maybe bringing in some of these younger guys or some of these players that, are on deals that allow us to work the compensation pick formula, that's going to get us a few more of those depth players in future year drafts. I like it. I think this hits home with a lot of different aspects. I think Campbell could bring a ton of juice to the New York Jets. Not to mention, I don't want to see the Buffalo Bills get him. Jets are going to be a heavy run team, and I want us to take away a potential strength maybe from a division rival that's going to be trying to stop Breece Hall and Bam Knight and Michael Carter and whoever else. I would like to bring him into the New York Jets. I think it's a perfect fit from a culture standpoint, from a cost standpoint, and from just a direction for where the team's going. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are on Calais Campbell. Do you want to spend a good amount of money on him? How long do you want to have him here? Is there another option that you want to see the Jets look at for defensive tackle? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.